Okay, so now we're going to move into infiltration and ventilation. And so real quick before we get started, infiltration is important when it comes to energy efficiency and the amount of moisture that migrates into a space. You have no control over the infiltration happening, excuse me, in a home. You're completely at the mercy of the builder. And so you really have to communicate this well with the builder for them to give you a solid number. What is your blower door going to be? I need you to tell me how tight you're going to build this house because it makes a difference for me and for the homeowner and for the end result, the comfort of the homeowner. How I design my system is going to change based on how tight the house is or how loose the house is. So you really got to work hard to get the builder to commit to a number. Most of our builders have committed to certain numbers. And in fact, we have quite a bit data sets from builders who have run blower doors over the years and given us that information. And most of our builders are building houses at a 3 to 4 air change level. We know that. So we design for that level. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to set up your infiltration screen, and then we'll go into ventilation. Not everyone uses ventilation. In this case, we are. This builder has asked that we go ahead and spec out an ERV as well for the ventilation, so I'm going to show you how to set that up. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with infiltration. So what we're going to do is go to load calculation. So you go to show, load calculations, or right J, and you'll click, and then you'll click infiltration. Now, this is the easiest way to set this, this up. You don't have to have a blower door here. This is called the simplified method for infiltration in an entire house. You're just going to tell it what is the construction quality. Look, it's a guess. If you think they're going to build a pretty tight house, then you do semi-tight. If you think that it's going to be close to code minimum, you want to probably do average. But ultimately, this is not super accurate, super detailed. This is just a range. We're working with ranges here. A lot of times people will utilize this method as a way to, because they're scared. If the builder doesn't build the house they said they were going to build and they designed it a certain way, then they're afraid of someone calling them out and saying that they didn't design appropriately because they used a blower door number that wasn't met. And so this is maybe a reason why you might use this screen. How many stories above grade? In this case, we have 1, not 2. How many exposures? 3 or 4. How many fireplaces? It's a good question, actually. Do we have a fireplace? Let's see. We do. We have a fireplace. Question, is it wood burning or is it gas? Because that's going to make a difference. So I don't see where it states anywhere that it's wood or that it's gas. Make sure you read through all of the fine print. Don't see it. Okay, we're gonna assume one fireplace, and we're gonna say it's semi-loose. Okay, and the way that I typically make that choice is if it's a wood-burning fireplace, semi-loose. If it maybe has a damper in the wood, average. But if it's a gas, then, semi-tight. So really common sense there. Just use common sense. If it's just a straight open pipe to the roof, then that's going to be semi-loose. That's going to be a pretty loose fireplace. Your construction quality, semi-tight, your decision there. Again, this is the simplified method for infiltration. I'm going to go ahead and change it up a little bit. And we'll do, let's see, options. That's what we'll do. We'll go to setup. And we'll go to options right here. And you'll see the infiltration method is right here. And we can change this to blower door. And now we have a little bit more of a detailed screen. And so if we know you're going to want to open up your windshielding and you're going to want to find the description that matches best. Now, this is a rural area. It's not really around like a subdivision or neighborhood. So I'm going to probably go with number 3, maybe one nearby house. But read those descriptions real good and make the choice that suits the actual application the best. And then we'll look at single point. Is typically what I use there. They do run multi-point tests sometimes, and if you have a lot of data on that, you can use that one. We typically just run a single point blower door test at 50 pascals, and we'll see right here. Now, you can make a decision here if you want to use blower door even when you don't have the information to use like a code minimum blower. What's the code minimum? In our area, it's 7, in other areas 5, and in other areas 3. So you could just use the code minimum. This builder I've worked with quite a few times. I believe his blower door is probably going to be 5 or less. He's pretty good. He seals things, he listens, he does things, tries to do things the right way. So I'm pretty confident that he's going to build a pretty tight house. I think he's probably going to build even tighter than 5, probably closer to 3. So I'm going to call it about a 4, just based off of my experience working with this particular builder. And I'm going to leave this here. I'm pretty comfortable with that because I've done enough work with them in the past. But there's really no replacement for data. If you don't have blower door information from prior houses that the builder has built, then that could become a little bit of an issue for you. If not, maybe use the simplified method, but those are the 2 methods to choose from, either the simplified method or the blower door method. So take your pick, however you want to use it. I showed you how to toggle between the 2 settings. You just go to setup and then options and then choose your infiltration method there.